Hello everyone, welcome to NeuRyan Language Show. I am blessed to welcome in a few minutes Les Ryan Johnson for our session talking about Neuro Language Coach. Neuro stands for neuroscience, and language for the language. NeuroLanguage, NeuroLingue in Italian, and Neurotal in Dutch. New language coach, incredible. So I'm just going to check if I am audible on LinkedIn, and I'm going to begin the show very soon. Yes. If you have any question, let us know. I decided to bring some nature music. And how are you feeling, my friends? Bringing on the nature. So let us know in the comments how are you feeling today? How was your week so far? I was having some sleeping difficulties. Sleep is really important, especially when it comes to learn. So let us know how are you feeling today. I am very happy to hold the space for 25-30 minutes to Mr. Les Ryan and to talk about neural language. And in 3 weeks, the same day, in 3 weeks, I will be in CHS. And yes, we are starting today. And it's really amazing. So, my friends, I am going now to start the session. And this is about a regular session exploring neural language and tap into efficient. But not only using neural language, we can tap into so many things. So, ta 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 ta, let's start. Hello, hello. My name is Oli. I am from Belgium. I speak French, Dutch, Italian, English. And amazing, amazing. Thank you, Mr. Bill, for joining. Wow. Thank you so much. So, what a delight to be alive. What a delight to talk about languages. And very soon, we are going to approach new language. So, what is neural language? And this is an informal session. I'm with my coffee. It's really amazing. What is neural language? Is a way to learn more efficiently a language. And also with more joy. And when I was discovering that 2 or 3 years ago, in 2022, I was already a language coach. And for me, it made sense because it's about efficiency tapping into the neuroscience research so that the learners are able to be autonomous, to learn efficiently, and also to bring the joy. My motto is to bring the joy, to bring the heart when we are learning. We learn more efficiently and more deeply when you are embarking the heart and the joy. This is for any topic, by the way. And so it's learning the brain, learning the interactions between the brain and the body, with the nervous system, and also the heart, and knowing how also to apply the coaching principle. Coaching is about listening. Coaching is about being present with the learner, for the learner, to meet them in their space, to offer this container where they can be their true self, where we can explore anything that the desire to learn. That approach is compatible for teaching, yet it is a challenge in the school system, in the actual official school system, because in this system there is a curriculum, there are rules, there are ways of doing it, like 20, 25, 30, 40 plus students in a classroom, sitting, digesting what the teacher has to deliver, like gooses receiving food. But for me, neurolanguage is also interacting. The students, the learners, are not only learning from the teacher, they are learning from each other's interactions between them. We need to build active, participative, joyful, and accountable learners. Not only learners that are listening patiently, gently, submissively to the teacher. So that's why, since already years and decades, there are dozens and dozens of people that are advocating for this system to change. That the teacher is no longer the sage on the stage. The teacher is a guide who is present. And since few years we are seeing the emergence of AI, yet AI could be essential. Let me just wait, Mr. Mr. Les has some difficulties, so I'm going to try to give him the link again. So this is the first time that we are doing this, and we will do that each Wednesday, by the way. Same hour normally. We can change probably the hour, but normally it will be the same hour. And for 25-30 minutes. Yeah, today is special because it's the first time. So we need to embark the learners to make them autonomous of their path. And we don't want learners to be submissive, to be sheeps. We want learners that are embarking in an adventure. And so that's why we have neural language. And that's why we have also the principle of coaching, being present, being listening, being at the service of the learner. And here we are, Mr. Les Ryan on the show. Welcome, Ryan.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, everyone.
Good morning, and what a blessing to meet you for this amazing regular show. Normally, it will be you and me each Wednesday. We are also encouraging any NeuroLanguage coach to join us or to participate to the session in the future. How are you feeling today, my friend?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Central Europe. The sun is shining, there's no rain, and we're feeling great. Počasí dobrý, as we say here in in the beautiful Czech Republic. This is the Czech language. It's a Slavic based language. So we hear that common word that we hear throughout the Slavic languages: dobrý, dobra, dobrze, doble, as they say in Poland.
Thank you. I am glad to welcome you and also to welcome Mark and anyone who is tapping live on the replay team. This show will be like 30-minute maximum. Um, how far do you want to go today, my friend? How far are you present with me today? Is it okay if you are there for 25, 30 minutes?
Is that for me?
Yes.
Yes, of course, of course. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here for the full duration of our podcast
Oh,
and our time together. I
thank
want
you.
everyone to have the full experience.
That's incredible. What a blessing to know you, my friend. You are even more knowledgeable about languages. I was learning my first words in Polish, which are dzień dobry, to say hello, and dziękuję, to say thank you. And it was in 2010 when I was visiting Italy. It was through Couchsurfing, and it was a Polaka woman, a woman from Poland that was living in Italy, and she learned me the first word of Polish. So that was incredible experience, and it was already near 15 years ago, my friends. Time flies, time flies. So let us introduce you, and for those that were not still watching you, and what led you to neural language.
Let's see here. What led me to NeuroLanguage? Part of my NeuroLanguage training was in Poland, just like you, Ollie. I have experience receiving training in Poland, and it wasn't my first time in Poland, but the training was awesome. Um, I since my first time going there, I am vegetarian, or some people say vegan, some people say vegetarian, and the the vegetarian food in Poland has just exploded. So that was a very nice surprise when I went there for NeuroLanguage training. Um, what led me here? What led me here was an over 20-year journey. So my language journey started back in California on the streets of Compton, California, gang central in the United States. Some people call it South Central Los Angeles. Some people call it Compton, California. It's all the same. Watts, the Crips and the Bloods, that whole genre there. Some people even jokingly, because they made a movie out of it, some people say, "Oh, you're straight out of Compton." Yes, that same Compton. So my journey started there, learning Spanish as an adult. I was a volunteer working for a nonprofit in Compton, and Spanish was a big deal because many of the families that started to move into Compton spoke Spanish. So, therefore, me learning Spanish was a very big um, contribution to the organization and to helping people every day. So, after that, I ended up moving to Brooklyn, New York. And l- my many of my neighbors and people that lived locally spoke Chinese, and so the demographic was changing from Italian, that Italiano, like that typical uh, New York Italian mafia type neighborhood, that typical scene. It started to
Mamma
change.
mia, mamma mia,
Yes,
cosa
yes.
fa?
And it was so fun and cool to see the families interact. And so, once again, helping families. I love people, and so I'm drawn to helping people. And so, me learning Chinese on the streets of Chinatown, New York, really was an unforgettable experience. And I talk a little bit about that in my book. My book is called Fearlessly Fluent Fast. So in our NeuroLanguage coaching, we talk about FFF, not the FFF we normally think about as English speakers, but the FFF is fight, flight, or freeze. And these
Yeah,
are
and many
responses
other
in your
Fs.
brain, right? That we learn
And
about in
many
NeuroLanguage
other
coaching.
Fs.
Yeah.
Many
What do
other
you
Fs
remember
also.
about that?
So, fight, flight, freeze. There is also phone. I heard also about flock. There is also uh, yeah. I think I forgot the rest of the F, but it was a game because at some point we are also stuck with the F. We are trying to find many Fs related to words, but I flock and phone are quite similar, but different. But phone is to comply, to repress our needs in order to feel accepted. And it's the sign of the tail of the dog. When the dog is having emotions, the dog is running his tail. And so it's like the dog is phoning to adapt to the master energy, the one that is owning the owner of the dog. And flock is to comply to the tribe and to repress
Mhm.
our desire. So, but of course, the main ones are fight, flight, freeze. And it's the response of the nervous system. And yeah, so what other Fs do you know, by the way?
So that's my book, my language book that's out on Amazon and anywhere books are sold there. Or it's FFF, Fearlessly Fluent Fast.
Mm,
And it's specially designed for adults learning a new language. So um, I talk about this experience in New York, Chinatown, where I have to learn Chinese on the street, and becoming a fluent translator in Chinese has led me also to this neuro language coaching. That was over 20 years ago, and so unknowingly, some of the pieces of wisdom and also some of the experience that I have helping people to learn a new language, I was unknowingly practicing many of the techniques because I've seen what works and what doesn't work, how adult brains are able to absorb the language in a smooth, friendly manner, and how some of the other techniques out there don't allow adults to easily transition into the new language. And so when I found NeuroLanguage coaching with Rachel Paling, I said, wow, this is exactly what I've been looking for because I have been in agreement. My teaching style and techniques have actually complemented this the whole time. This is the framework and the structure that now goes to my teaching style. It's like a perfect match. So once I found it, I said, that's it. I have to take this course. I have to become a part of this community because this community, I've unknowingly been a part of this community for 20 years.
Wow. Wow. For me, I started my language adventures in September 2019, and I've been a certified trainer in general, but also language trainer since 2020. But it's in fact, I was discovering NeuroHeart Conference, the online version in 2022, but already in 2021, I was having in my radar the NeuroLanguage Coaching through Daniela Bonvincini, because I was attending a session in Italian in the end of 2021. And I was probably letting the time fly, you know. And in 2022 was the Neuro Heart conference, and it was wow. And then it
Wow.
was like, oh, there is the training starting in June 2022. I was at that time 46 years old. And I was thinking, oh, that's an amazing occasion. So, and then neural language in action, and then neural language advanced that I'm going to be certified right now. And in 3 weeks, there will be the neural language conference that I will attend for the third year in a row in Sitges, Spain. It will be amazing
Woohoo!
to dance together each other's. I cannot wait to meet my community in Sitges, and that's incredible. That's, in fact, Rachel paved the path for dozens, hundreds, and thousands of people, even the teachers. So, and also welcome Stephen Busher. Amazing to see you, bro. And it's quite early in the US because he is in the US. So it's like, oh, it's 5 a.m. EST. Wow. Thank you, Steven, for joining us. And yeah, so neural language, we have an amazing network also of neural language coaches that I'm going to right now show the link. It's neurolanguagecoachnetwork.com, and we are near 2000. I was thinking we have already more than 2000, but it's really near because each month there are new training, the day, the evening, all around the world, with probably 13 14 different teachers. Like 12 years ago, Rachel was the only one, I think, to do that, the new language certification and training. Now we have 14, 15 trainers in different languages, and that's
Mm-hmm.
incredible. I was thinking that I could make it in French with was it, yeah, with my brain is stuck, but yeah, but I decided to make it with Rachel because it was more convenient about the timetable. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, but also was I forgot the name of this amazing person that is speaking French and Canadian. and she's fantastic. But I say to her hello and my deep heart because she's also incredible. And as each of us is incredible to navigate into a world that is pushing more and more AI. So tell us what is outstanding in using the new language approach compared to the classical teaching approach.
Well, I do want, I wanted to say hello to Stephen also, since he joined. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Mark. Welcome, Bill. Everyone there. Welcome to the show. I I think that neuro language coaching, one of the beautiful qualities there is the ability to help the learner recognize how powerful their brain is during the process. So when they're in, it's called in the neuroscience, it's called metacognition. So this process of metacognition, generally in other language platforms, other vehicles that adults use to learn a language, they're completely unaware of it. They completely don't even know it's happening, and unfortunately, they're left out of the process. Basically, so in neuro language coaching, we're helping the learner to get back into the driver's seat of their own brain, so to speak. Now they're in control. They are taking ownership. They are taking autonomy. They are taking accountability over their own learning process. So their journey truly becomes theirs. Something else that I love about neurolanguage coaching is that it's truly brain friendly. So there's no pressure like some of the other language learning methods have some pressure applied to it, and the person when the person feels pressure, then they tend to get discouraged. So in neurolanguage coaching, we take the pressure off by asking permission. So now that imagine you are having ice cream with your bestie,
Ooh.
with your best friend, and generally you don't care if your bestie is going to have a spoon and dip their spoon into your ice cream, right? But doesn't it feel better when your bestie says, "Oh, can I have a little bit?" And you don't care because it's your best friend. But when they ask, "Can I have some?" That asks permission, and that allows your brain to relax. And of course, you say, "Yeah, take some. Here, take some more." Right? And you taste each other's ice cream because you have different flavors.
Oh, I love the comparison, and I will say also because I was thinking about the specific person whose name is Kenny Donner, who says always savor the flavor, and he's kind of amazing. So yeah, it's about permission and about meeting them in their space and knowing what are their desires, because in the school system sadly there is the curriculum. They have to make tests, exams to regurgitate the topic, and it's more focused on the mind and not so much on the heart. That's why the word encourage, cœur, core, and core, and to encourage. I would say also anchor, ANCHOR, encourage,
Mhm.
to go deep into the desire of the person to learn a language. And there is no pressure, there is no agenda. Of course, if they are moving in France, they have to master French for work, like they have a contract and they begin in 3 months. then it's really essential that they master as much as they can in French in the 3 months. So it's about, oh, what is your plan, and to invite them also to learn in the subconscious, like listening loosely to the radio, listening to like being in a cafe where people are speaking French, and the person is taking some drinks and is listening to the conversation in French, trying to grasp some words. So it's embarking all the methodologies, the brain, the aspects of learning, so that the person is in adventure, about joy also, the heart, and knowing the brain also, knowing the threat and reward response, the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. All these kind of aspects that could be technical, but it's easy because if if there is a threat, if I challenge you and you are out of your comfort zone and you are like not taking the reins of your decisions, then you are in the amygdala. And when there is amygdala, there is just the one and the zero, the good or the bad. There are no possibilities. So it's really to know the brain and to
Hmm.
know thyself also. So
Hmm.
what what are your next steps for this year in neurolanguage coaching?
Well, before you move on to that next topic, I was thinking of one other part of the brain for adults, especially for adults that's involved in that learning process. And once again, this is something that is left out of the other language learning methods or platforms that we generally use as adults. And that is the motor cortex. The motor cortex is majorly involved in the way children process language. And as adults, we generally find it much more difficult to learn a language because we're not engaging that motor cortex during the learning process. And that is actually something that I figured out with my own experience, and then back that up with peer reviewed research. So something that children do during the learning process is they are moving their booties. Think about it. When does a child ever stay motionless? During the day, during their waking hours. When are they ever motionless? Maybe when they're asleep, or maybe when they're watching a cartoon, maybe.
Or when adults are forcing them to stand to sit on the classroom, not able to move for 40-50 minutes. There is even like it was a strike student protest because they were impeached to use the bathroom during the classroom.
That's it.
They had to attend to wait the pause, the break, to go to the bathroom. What a threat! What a threat!
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I in my program, you asked me about what is the next steps for me coming in 2025. I'm actually in the middle of recording a video course in order to help more people, because if I'm working one on one with people, then that means I'm limited in the amount of time that I can spend with each person. And I'm in the middle of recording a video course that can allow me to help more people at one time, right? That way it's scalable. Uh, I'm able to help people on an exponential level, and I'm not limited by having my face to face with you, or my face on a screen with you. And so this video course will be able to get these methods, these techniques, these golden nuggets of wisdom over 20 years of research and experience to in the hands of adults out there wanting to learn another language. So that's what I'm on. That's what I'm in the middle of. You can check it out at fluentbrain.me. And yeah, and also the book. It's all of this is included in the book. The book is Fearlessly Fluent Fast. And yeah, that's what I'm in the middle of right now. I'm actually right in the middle of recording the audiobook. I'm toward the end of it now.
Wow, congratulations. And so, before we are ending the session, I was going back to something that is, in my eyes, very important because at the beginning you said that you were speaking Spanish and Chinese, and you use a term that is like you have to. But sadly, there are you are one of the rare pearl in from US because sadly there are also people from US that say, why should I bother to learn Spanish or Chinese? They are going to learn to speak English anyway, and it's really
Mm-hmm.
sad because it's about assuming that oh we are the master of the world and they have to speak our language. So what are you replying to those people?
Yeah, in the Czech language, I'm becoming fluent in the Czech language now, which is a Slavic-based language, and we say "škoda, škoda." It means what a pity, what a pity. Um, in Chinese, we would say "很可惜,很可惜啦," and what a pity that uh, that Americans in general are missing out on having so many more rich and vibrant relationships with people that live a different life than you do, a different. I think it was one author that said that as many languages as you speak, as many lifetimes that you are living, right? I forget which author. It was a very famous author that said that. Now I'm going to go Google it and look it up. But yeah, I feel that as many languages that I have learned, I've learned bits and pieces of whew, over 50 languages. And when I say bits and pieces, I mean, you can say hello, how are you, thank you, where's the bathroom, nice to meet you, where you can really kind of connect, and of course other things also. I'm just giving a few examples. It means that you're not completely fluent, but you can get by. And using these techniques, I've been able to do that in over 50 languages. But one of my favorites is Tagalog, the language of the Philippines. And they always put this little thing at the end. Diba? It means like, it means like right. But if you string a few of those together, you can say something like ba 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 ba. It means you're going down, right? Ba ba
Uh,
ba. So and I love learning these little things in each and every language that are so unique and so interesting. And that way, that's how kids do it. Kids have fun with each language, and they make little rhymes and little things that don't make sense and little things that are funny, and you hear them repeating them on the playground. And so I feel like Americans are really missing out on the rest of the world. They think that they are at the center of the world, but really they are missing out on the rest of the world. And we've seen other cultures do this. As a matter of fact, in Chinese people don't call China China, or the which is the land of Emperor Qin, or the land of the Qin dynasty. That's where we get China, the word China from. And you'll notice that we put that A or that IA on everything, like even Czechia, the land of the Czech people, India, the land of the Indus River, California, the land of Queen Khalifa. You'll notice that we put that on, everything. But what I'm trying to say here is, we're really missing out on the beauty. So with China, Chinese people don't call it China; they call it 中国. Guo means kingdom, Guo, kingdom or country, and then Zhong means in the middle. So the middle kingdom or the middle country, the country that is in the middle of everyone. We are the center of attraction. We are the center of knowledge. We are the center of everything. Everybody else revolves around us. And so that
Well,
thinking got them in trouble because it's what they say about a closed fist. A closed fist doesn't let any money in, but it also doesn't let any money out,
mhm.
right?
Yeah, it becomes a barrage. There is no exchange of water between different lands.
Mhm. Mhm.
Exactly. Thank you so much for that because I was not thinking about that about China, but it seems that since already many years I've been listening to the fact that there might be very soon the next center because sadly US is losing its energy, its place in the world, and China is taking the lead with the BRICS. And China will be also really wise to envision that they are not only China, because there is BRICS, there is Brazil, Russia, India, and also Saudi Arabia. So, but it's like how we can, as human being, foster collaboration between each others and not to try to let external forces divide us. That's why it's important to taste each other's food. It's like having in US only pizza or spaghetti, while in pasta, in Italian pasta, there are dozens of different sorts of pasta. There is also the quiche, the tacos, the tapas, the tamales, the pupusas, the the pinchos, the durum. There are many types of bread. It's probably almost the same bread, but it's differently named. So it's really having the same ingredient,
Mhm.
like the Greek, the pita gyros. We have the same container in different aspects, but
Yeah.
it's different cultures. So it's really to be curious and to discover other possibilities. That's why it's really amazing that I was discovering humans like you and like others with whom I can have hope. We need more hope. Human, open, powering, and enlightening.
That's it.
So
That's it.
with
And
that,
humans like you, Ali, you are such a ball of positive energy. I love being around you. And I hope that your energy is contagious and you are spreading it to other people like crazy. I just love it. You're going viral, Ali. Your energy is viral.
thank you. There is this anecdote that when the first time I was attending the NeuroLanguage conference in TGS in 2023, it was in 2023, and I was not recognizing anyone when I was walking near the sea towards the conference room. But I was seeing some people out there, and they said, "Hey, this is Oli!" Because I was already a star in LinkedIn, and they recognized me before I recognized them when we were gathering near the sea. That's the precious moment that will be in my heart because I don't feel like a star, but maybe I am. I would like also to. to acknowledge my brilliance. This is not easy for me because I am here to elevate others, and it's not easy to elevate myself. That's why I need others to elevate me. That's my final words.
Well, I'm here to elevate you, Ollie. And I think others want to elevate you also because you bring such joy and such hope and such encouragement to other people's lives. When we look at the news today and when we are on social media, many times we get negative news and we are bombarded with so many negative things that are happening. And when people listen to you, they are uplifted and they are encouraged and they are getting some positive energy and it's refreshing. So we are all here to lift you up.
Thank you so much because these last days, weeks, months are not easy. And I always show the part of the iceberg that is whoop whoop, that is amazing. But it's sometimes, and especially lately, it's not easy to be me. And I want to say to the persons, if you are depressing, if you are sad, if you are really having tough moments, you are not the only one. We are not like in Instagram. We have a life and our own challenges. And I have my own challenges that I try to. That's why we need to be around each other and around people that are elevating each other. That's why I'm really blessed to have this community of neural language coaches around. Neural language is something that is deeply 99% helping me to go forward, to evolve in this world. And so, again, kudos for this community and especially for Rachel for her labor of love. Amazing. So, Mr. Ryan, what would we hope for the next weeks or and months?
Yeah, I hope to continue our journey together here and share this with our audience. And I hope to see you and make some beautiful memories together in Sitges, in España at our Neuro Language Conference 2025.
Thank you so much. And see you hopefully next Wednesday. And I might also invite other people because there is a French expression, plus on est de fou, plus on rit. More we are crazy, more we are laughing. To be
Yes.
more in the community. So again, thank you for saying yes to these amazing adventures. We are helping each other to make this world a better place, not only for us, but also for this new generation and the next generations to come. Thank you.
I feel the same. Thank you for having me. And like you said, next Wednesday, we'll be right back here, everybody. And we'll be talking about more language learning.